Hi guys, today I create a new reaction of top 1 possible third person. It's carnivals and I might as well use it. So please it.
My name is Andrew Fermanzik. Sometimes I'm also known as Liper, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play the basics of piano. Yeah, so this video is for someone that is an absolute beginner at piano. They have no idea anything about piano, about music, but they've always, been interested. Maybe you've been interested in learning how to play piano, or you just like music and you wish you could play music yourself, or maybe you're getting older and you're looking for a new hobby to pick up, or maybe even you just want to use it for the brain benefits, because learning how to play piano actually is proven to make you smarter, because it actually improves neurological connections in the brain and develops it and works it out in many different ways and prevents later on brain disorders like dementia and whatnot, and Alzheimer's and stuff like that. And it basically just tunes everything up, kind of like a piano's in tune. So let's tune your brain up. Okay, so I'm going to be showing the basics, and it's sort of an ongoing lesson series, which I'll start really, really basic. So even if you have known a little bit about piano before, but you just don't have any clue for later stuff, just use this as a review. A few lessons will probably be, most people know, but if you don't, that's fine. This is what this is for. It's for the absolute beginner. If you have never taken piano in your life and you just want to learn. And then eventually it's going to go on and on and on, and it'll show you things that you probably don't. Alright, so let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to cover is fingers. Your finger numbers. Ooh. So your fingers actually have numbers or names so that we can know which finger we need to play on the piano by writing it on the sheet music. Later on in later lessons I'll teach you guys how to read sheet music and stuff like that. So, but for now, let's just leave that. That's what we use it for, is to tell our finger, be able to communicate which finger we want on which. Instead of going like, oh, well, that finger on your right hand goes there. It would be too vague. So how it goes, it's pretty simple. Just look at your fingers like this or like that, whatever. And all you do is your thumbs are going to be called 1. Pointing fingers are 2, 3, 4, 5, just outward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty easy, right? Yeah, so that's it. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So both thumbs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One thing is, if you're playing scales, you want to be thinking from left to right kind of a motion with both hands. So the left side. Now you notice, look, the left side of my left hand is my 5th finger, and the left side of my right hand is my 1st finger. So don't let the numbers confuse you, okay? It's think left to right when you're playing scale passages together. Okay, so that's finger numbers. The next thing we're going to do is look at the notes on the piano. Alright, so here we are at the piano. So we're first going to learn all the names of these keys. Now, I know what you're thinking. Andrew, there's a lot of keys here. Are you sure we're going to have time to learn all the names of them? Yes, we are actually. Because there's actually only 7 names for all these keys. So, what would the names be based off of? Well, it's actually the English alphabet. So, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. So, there are actually 88 keys in this whole piano. So somehow 7 letters can't really, 7, 88, there's something wrong here. Unless they just repeat, don't they? So this actually repeats from here to here. So on a standard piano, like a full-size standard piano, like a grand piano like this, or a full standard regular piano, there's 88 keys. Other keyboards have different amounts of keys, but this one just has 88, okay? Alright, so at the very bottom of an 88 key keyboard is an A. So it starts at the first letter, with the first note. Because this is actually the first note, because it goes this way in piano. It's always going from left to right, just like when you read. So this is the bottom, and that's the top. So the bottom note is A, and it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So if you ever get lost, that's all you do. You just go down to the bottom of your piano and you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then you find whichever note that you're looking for and do that. Okay, so that's the bottom of the keyboard. Now up at the top note is actually a C. Now how do I know that? Well, I know that because of the black keys. The black keys, there's 2 of them and then 3 of them. 3, 2, 3, 2. And they're all throughout the piano. And what do? They actually tell me where I am at the piano. Because these black keys could have easily just been made into white keys and then pushed into the spaces in between, right? The whole point of these is to actually be able to determine where you are playing. Because imagine if someone's just like, okay, well, I'll play the 71th key up here, not 71th, 71st, 71st key, and then like the 29th and the 38th together or something like that. How would you really know, right? Because there would be no way to count that this is A or C or whatever unless you have these, because that actually shows the shape of the key and it gives you an idea of where you are. So that's actually how you find the key you're looking for when you're playing on the piano. Now this is the easy way, like the fail-safe way is just to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then I have a couple tricks for learning how to memorize those keys. So to find a C, which is the most important key, basically, well, it's not really the most important, but it's the most centrally used. So there's the C up at the top, the A at the bottom. Now in the middle, we have what's called middle C. And that's middle C right there. All we do is we look for 2 black keys, and then to the left of that. And that's C. Now, if we're going to find A, so A would be you find 3 black keys, and then go to the middle one of the 3, and then go to the right. So 3, middle, right. Now we go somewhere else, 3, middle, right. That's an A. These are all A's. And those are all A's. Okay, so A starts there. If you ever want to find, you want to just count up the letter of the alphabet, you just go find those 3 black keys and go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that's how that works. Now, there's other ways to memorize them, because eventually you want to make it so that you can just look at a key and know its note name. So I've done that with people in my lessons. Like the first lesson, they know all the keys on the piano and they can hit the keys. So it is possible to learn it very quickly if you just want to. The biggest part of piano, just like anything else, is the amount of determination you have to learn it. So it's mainly up to you and how much you practice. And then the information I give you, you can use as tools to speed up your progress. Okay, so this is C. That's A. So A is to the right of the middle black key. And C is to the left of the 2 black keys. Now, we have another one called F. So we go 3 black keys to the left. So look at this. C and F look very similar, don't they? They almost look like copies of each other. If you only had 2 black keys here and 2 black keys here, they'd look identical. So what we actually have to do is we have to see the difference between this is 2 black keys and that's 3. So people can get those 2 confused. So that's why I try to teach them at the same time to explain the differences so that they don't get confused. So C has 2 black keys and F has 3. That's the only difference because they look exactly the same. Okay? Now the other 2 lookalikes are the E key and the B key. So E and B. Fun, eh? So E has 2 and B has 3. That's basically it. E's got 2, B's got 3. And that's all you can do. So you go back and forth between those. Try testing yourself like that. Okay, now the next key is D. So D goes right in the middle, or right in between the 2 black keys. Now the reason D's sort of actually easier to understand than other ones because, well, remember, not understand, but it's because they're going right between the 2 black keys right here. So D is sort of like a den. See? Ooh, I'm going to get into the den here. cozy up and watch some TV with my whatever. If I was that big, right? I could just set up my TV there. I could have like a nice plasma up against the wall there. Although I think LCDs are better now, aren't they? Anyway. Okay, that's a bit off topic. But yeah, so D is for like a den. So that's D. You just look for 2 black keys and then go in between. Pretty simple, right? And now we knew A was there. So G is just the key to the left of it. So G is to the left of the middle notes. And look at this. They sort of look like mirror images of each other, don't they? Right? If you put a mirror in the middle, it'd be like they're mirror images of each other. So just remember G's on the left and A is on the right. Okay. So those are the keys. All right. So next up here is hand position. So I'm going to show you how to move your hands in the right way and how to play the keys now that you know what all the keys actually are. So they just repeat up and down the keys. And with our fingers, what we actually want to do, we actually want to create kind of semicircles with our hands. And we're going to play with the side part of our thumb like this. Right there. And that just plays down into the key. And when we play the key, we need to always make sure that we go right down to the bottom of the key. We don't want to do this, because then no sound actually happens. We have to play right down to the bottom of the key. What makes it louder or softer is how fast we depress the key. If we go, it's loud. If we do it slowly, it's softer. So just think of pushing more weight in to get it louder, and then just letting the arm weight of your hand just do the work for you if you're trying to get a soft sound. Okay? So that's how you press the key. Now, that's with your thumb. Your thumb is actually the most awkward finger you have. Probably some of the best ones, the best fingers for playing passages are these ones. Your second and third finger are your strongest 2 fingers, and then your fourth and fifth are kind of together and they're a little bit weaker. So they take more training. So you're probably going to find it easiest to play with these 3 fingers because we use them the most. Because how often do we ever like use our fourth and fifth finger to like open up a bottle of milk? Like never, right? So they need a little bit more training to get the neurological connections, created and stronger in those areas. So if you're finding, oh, my fingers aren't listening to me, I just can't play piano, don't worry about it. It'll all come together soon. You just got to practice and it'll be fine in no time. Okay, so when we play on the piano, we actually need to keep our hand very mediocre. We don't want to do this with our wrist. We don't want any wrist up or wrist down. We just put it in the middle. We don't want to be pushing our hands way up in the air or way down. We don't want to be playing like this. Like this is horrible to play piano like that. That's just a very, very bad posture. And it's not good. So what we want to do is keep our hand kind of level with the floor. So we're not going to have a dip in the wrist, anything too crazy. But the main thing here is not to get a stiff wrist. You don't want something that's stiff. We don't want to get stiff, we want to just be relaxed. So it should feel like your hand is like light and feathery. Okay, so keep your hand level with the floor, and then your fingers are sort of like bridges or archways. And you're just going to transfer the weight into those fingers. So what you can think of is you can think of a bridge. And there's like green grass on one side and green lovely grass on the other. And then there's like this cobblestone bridge and it's going over these sparkling little streams and everything, or like a river. And it's going right through the little valley, and then there's people on top of the bridge. This would be the bridge, the finger. And they're looking down, and then whenever you do this, the bridge breaks and everyone's like, ah, sploosh, 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 and they fall into the river, and then alligators eat them up. So we don't want to feed the people to the alligators by doing this. Keep it rigid, like nice and strong, only for the time that you're actually hitting the note, and then relax as soon as you're done. So an exercise to do that is to play loud, and then as quickly as you can play quiet. Okay, that'll train you to relax your fingers quicker. Okay. So you're going to push down into the key. So sort of with the arm weight that's already in your arm. And I'll get into more detail with that in a later lesson. So keep the fingers curved. Never do this. That's very bad. Keep them like that. Okay? And we're not going to over curve them like this, because that's bad as well. You just let your hand drop and see how my fingers have a natural curve. Then I just let them kind of go onto the piano, and they were good. So keep them very relaxed. Okay? Now I'm going to teach you how to do a C major scale. So a C major scale is one of the most basic things you can do. So we're going to start off with a 5-note finger pattern C major scale. Why is it called 5? Because I have 5 fingers. So we're just going to play 5 notes. So we start on guess what note for C major scale? C. So you find 2 black notes, put our 5th finger on C. Okay. And then we're going to play 4 on D, and then we're just going to go up. Woohoo! Okay. Now, we actually want to be able to get to here, though. That's a full scale right there. We need to get to the next C. So we start on a C and then we end on a C. So to do that, we actually have to do something called a tuck. So we're going to do the first 5 notes. And then, as we do this, we're actually going to keep our hand like this and move it over. And our thumb's going to slide underneath. And as you do this, you have to keep your hand flat. So it shouldn't be kind of doing this, like a whole flopping motion, or your arm shouldn't be moving up and down. It's just going to be a very... Okay? Alright. Now keep in mind that when I'm doing this, I'm also trying to film at the same time, so give me a break if my posture or something is wrong with the fingers. That's how it should look. So the tuck can be the trickiest part for some people, and they have some problems with it. So what I suggest for an exercise for that is do this. So you're going to play your 2nd finger, then your thumb, and then you're going to move over. So it should be a very kind of like this kind of a motion, not like this. It's sort of very horizontal, not vertical. So horizontally, it's like your hand squishes up like an accordion and then moves out and in. So, just like that. And then that's how it works. So it comes in, and then your thumb goes under, sort of like it's going into a cave. And that's a C major scale. It goes from C to C. Okay, so when you're doing it, you should aim for a nice tone. So all the notes should sound even. You don't want this. Okay, and also it should be steady. So nothing like that's just horrible. So it should be steady. And all about the same volume. That'll create a nice singing tone. Like you want to listen to your playing while you play, because it's very important that you judge how your notes are sounding. Okay, so that's that. That's a C major scale. Now we're going to learn Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So Twinkle Twinkle Little Star has 2 main themes or sections. The first one goes like this. That's the first theme. I'll play it one more time. Okay. Now, it starts on the C with your thumb, and then we're going to move our pinky like that because otherwise it gets into this weird crossing finger pattern, and I don't want to do that on the first lesson. Okay, so that's that. Now the second theme goes like this. So you're just playing each note twice. So like G, G, F, F, E, E, D. Now when I'm actually doing this, I'm not thinking the actual letter names. I'm just thinking down, down, down. Because I'm just going down and up and down and up. So try to think of direction instead of the actual note names. Only think of the note you're starting on and the note you end on. That'll cut down on the amount of work your brain has to do, and it'll simplify everything. Okay, so now that we know those two themes, we just do it in this order. We do one, like theme 1, theme 2, theme 2, theme 1. So watch this. And then back to theme 1 again. Just adding in a little extra there for you. Okay, so that is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the lesson there, and I hope you guys learned some things, and we'll have some stuff to practice. Yeah, so one thing I want to point out before we finish here is, I know I taught you a song here, but the main purpose of these piano lessons isn't to teach you a whole bunch of songs. You know why? Okay, people have probably heard this parable or story before. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. So my whole philosophy or goal here with the piano lessons isn't to like feed you fish into your mouth or songs. Like, here's another song for you, and here's another, and just eating all these things. Because then what happens is you have to be dependent on me to give you another song. And then that puts you in a system of where I have to teach you the songs, and then you can't learn whatever song you want to on your own. Which kind of sucks, because then what happens is you want to learn a song, and I'm teaching this song. So what happens? You want to learn a song, but I'm teaching this one. Because I don't know what songs you want to learn, because it could be anything. All people are different. So my whole goal is to teach you how to learn the song yourself. So this song, the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star song, is something that I know like everyone knows, it's familiar, and it's kind of like, yay, I can play a song now. So to start off, I don't see any harm in showing you a couple songs. But as the lessons go on, I won't be showing you any more songs pretty much. It'll just be giving you techniques on how to do different things in more advanced ways so that you can learn the songs that you want to. And because piano basically is just a song is a whole bunch of different techniques and kind of like tools put together, or functions, and then you just, if you know all the different functions, like if you know how to do polyrhythms and you know how to do a chord, then you can play that piece if that's all the piece is made up of. So what I do is I give you all the tools and the mechanisms, and I teach you how they all work and give you tips on how to do them. Then you practice them, and then you can go and you can learn any song that you want to. And then that way you can have fun with music and just enjoy it. And you guys can all learn the songs that you want to, and like the whole world hopefully can expand the music community, and more people can enjoy piano and just have fun with music, because music is an international language. You can go anywhere and just play music for people, and they'll be like, that's nice. So I'm trying to share that with you guys, because there's just something in my heart that just wants people out there, like you who's watching, wants to give you guys a chance to enjoy music, even if you've never had the chance before in your life, because maybe you didn't have a teacher, you didn't have books, or stuff like that. So I'm going to keep going with the lessons. This is actually a retake on all old lessons that I did before over the past 2 years. So I'm going through the old lessons with the same plan, but trying to improve upon them with my new teaching skills and higher quality and better like lighting and everything. So hopefully I can match what I did in my previous videos. And I hope you guys enjoy all the videos coming out. So take care, happy practicing, and I look forward to seeing you in my next videos. Bye.
If you like my video, so please subscribe the channel and share with your friends. And here's my title, Arms to Grow. Please